Hello. What's up, Kurtza? Are we live? Is the stream working? Stream looks slightly quite unstable. Like, let me see what we can do. Whoopsie, sorry about that. Hope that wasn't too loud. Okay. What's up, guys? Sabrina, Kurtza. I'm looking at my dropped frames and thinking, can we do this now? At the moment it looks like we may have to postpone this. Okay, we'll give it a minute anyway and see what happens. So what's going on? Any crack? Irish crack, that is, not the other kind. So what did we say we were gonna do? We were gonna cast some games. So Marek, Miji. What's up, Tim? How are you doing? Got my tissues and my KY. Let's go. I don't know what that means. But okay. Sounds good. Okay. Let's find some games, shall we? Maybe there were some nice games played. Well, I will do my best, Tim. Okay, let's search for 1 versus 1. Unfortunately, 2v2 matchmaker is not working at the moment, but I understand that it will be fixed quite soon. The issue has been identified, as far as I know, by Askaholic. So Requiem, how are you? I see these are some new names to me. Don't recognize all these names now. So welcome if you are new. And okay, leaderboard 1v1. Oh yeah, we have a query saved, so we can select that. How's my health? My health is fine, actually. I'm living quite well. I'm not living in a town or city, so I'm pretty in a good situation, I'd say, to avoid the worst. So I'm doing well. I hope everyone else is doing at least as well. These phrases, though, you know, considering the overall situation and all that, it's funny. What is the world coming to? Have enough HP to survive in a race, you nuke. Yes. Exactly. I'm not gonna get drawn, that's for sure. I'm still here. Okay, now we got the 2K ladder games up. I see. Okay, here's the games. Lone Mites, that might be interesting. I just noticed the FAF is a thing. That's cool. Welcome. Welcome, welcome to Faf. Yeah, a lot of people play the game and don't realize that this thing exists. What's up, JP? How are you? How's it going? Excuse me, borderless, please. Remove my borders. There we go. I'm probably not gonna play today. Probably just gonna check out some games. Why is LinkedIn the opposite of Tinder? I don't know. Let me know. Why is it the opposite of Tinder? Okay. Now, are we showing the game? We are. 5 ranks of experience. I play FAF on my Xbox 360. Well, that's pretty impressive. You don't get matches on the... Oh, yeah, okay. Mites doesn't like the New Balance. Well, you know, I think Askaholic watches the streams occasionally. I've seen him comment here before, so... You know. He's working as fast as he can. I mean, he's already made the whole thing, so I'm sure he wants it back up working as soon as possible. So I won't be pulling any strings. No string pulling. Okay, well, let's cast the game, shall we? So we got Zlo up here. Over 2,000 rating. He's Aeon. And he's against Mites, who has returned relatively recently. Playing Cybern, as he always has done. And the map is Amur. Chosen map, and... yeah, the decent map. We saw it in some tournaments. It's gotten some play. Now it's in ladder at the moment, and Zlo is bemoaning his BO. I think he's complaining it's a terrible BO. I think he was slow with the mexes, and now he's ended up with too much power, not enough mass. If he had maybe got the mexes a bit faster, maybe that would have. But I wasn't looking closely enough to actually determine where the real fault was. Mites, on the other hand, managed to squeeze out a bomber and a scout, but now he's stalling quite heavily on power, so this ACU should probably leave. Should probably not. He's just gonna power through and finish this factory, which... I mean, he certainly needs more build power. But maybe if this ACU had built a single P-gen and then a factory, maybe it would have been nicer for him. Bomber coming in after this engineer. Engineer takes it to turn though, and the bomber doesn't drop as a result. So that's quite fortunate. Zlo, you want Zlo bombers, but what Zlo is interested in is flares. He wants labs, and he also wants to dodge this bomber, and he looks to have failed. Wow, okay, he actually lost the engineer there. That's quite unlucky, to be honest. What strings are we talking about? Early cast today. Well, I suppose so. Ish. It's all relative, isn't it? So, yeah, a lot of labs out. A lot of labs. What have we got? 14 labs already. Tons of mass though in the bank, so not a great... Still not a great opening, honestly. Mites is really struggling power-wise. He's just not managing his economy well at all. Also now all these engineers are walking somewhere for some reason. That's a misclick for sure. I think he selected maybe this He basically misselected a lot of units here. You can see he's going for reclaim, which seems like a bad idea. It should be building stuff, basically. Simple as that. Very few units around. Obviously, compared to the labs, the Mantis are more expensive and build much slower, but still he's quite low on units. Yeah, this I think Zlo has been very interested in abusing Aeon Labs. That's been his focus from the few games I've seen. He's always trying to abuse Aeon Labs. So let's see how well he does it, because at the moment he hasn't really done too much. This shows some power though. I mean, you see this? 3 Aeon Labs are gonna absolutely dominate a Mantis. They're getting stuck on reclaim and things though. Air fight dominated by Zlo. The conservator, I don't know which. Flare's the new Mantis. Well, let's not go crazy now. Conservator. Yeah, so usually we'll see a transport at some point. Yeah, there's a transport from Zlo, and it may drop here. It may also drop one of these sides, because obviously these are the furthest expansions and they're also contested. And yeah, the labs are doing well, to be fair. Now, there are too many Mantis coming here, so these labs are not going to win anymore. You can see there goes 2 labs that are already low HP. A Mantis does go down, Zlo is dodging, and Mites is not microing at all. But still, the Mantis are strong enough to send the flares on their way. Certainly, there isn't really an argument for flares being better than Mantis. I don't think there is an argument at all for that. Unless you start incorporating the use of ghettos. But, you know, with micro, and if you get a favorable engagement, you can get some good fights, but the Mantis overall are superior. That's 2 T2 mexes for Zlo already. So this is quite impressive. His start is strong. 2 T2 mexes already. Mites doesn't have any, but at this point now the unit count is... Oh, no, don't lose the transport. Oh my god. That's a big waste, actually. That's a major waste. Wasted the transport, and he wasted all the labs inside. So that's not very good. Also, the stream is lagging. That's not good either. But yeah, still Zlo has air control, does he? No, he doesn't actually. Okay, now it's looking better for Mites. I mean, this is crazy. How does he airlift engineers into the middle of all of these Mantis and get a PD up successfully? That is so annoying for Mites. Now he can, I think it's worth it to commit here with the Mantis that are already in range and just finish off the engineers so nothing else gets constructed. But that's still super annoying. So he's going to delay this whole expansion. What just happened? Why Mantis A? Well, the transport, although it looked like it was hovering quite high, it was landed. So if a transport goes idle, it will land, quote unquote. It actually won't land the same way as, you know, other units necessarily. Like an Inti will literally land on the ground. A transport still sort of hovers basically, but it was technically a landed unit. So the Mantis are able to target it, and he's trying to use ghettos, but Zlo just doesn't have air control, and this ghetto is sort of defending decently well. This ghetto is dead now. Actually, the Mantis got here just before the factory got completed. Even if the factory gets complete here though, there's Mantis to kill units that come out, and further Mantis can come in as well. And it looks like Zlo's actually going to win air because Mites over-committed to killing the transport. So Zlo got a really good air fight, and that's actually a major error by Mites in my opinion, because he has invested into many bombers, and they're all going to die for free now. Still, he has not taken this right expansion, so that's quite slow for him. Even though he had multiple factories at the front, the Medusa are only arriving now. But, yeah, oh, these labs are well positioned as well. And there's no transport for Mites, but there is T2 air, which is nice. Zlo has gone for T2 land, and he's making blazes. And given that he has air control, and Mites is now T2 air, I think this is actually quite decent for Zlo. Now, he's barely invested in any Aurora. I think these are the only ones. Yeah, maybe that's it, Tim. Probably not though, but yeah. Mantis gonna take out the flares quite easily, and he's not gonna have any units left at this point. I mean, he's relying on the blazes, and he is transitioning quite well. Like you can see here, he's got multiple factories building engineers, which I like, because I'm sure he has, wow, he actually doesn't have too much mass now. I suppose he has taken a lot of damage, and now at this point he's got 5 T2 units. Now if he keeps them together, and if he could spot these units coming in this direction, then he could take a very nice fight, and maybe you can especially on this side, you can do a lot of nice things with blazes because you have the water available to you to retreat to, and water is the perfect medium to pathfind across as a hover unit. So it's quite nice to use the blazes here, but he hasn't sent them all in this direction because again he didn't know where the units were coming from. But now he has, that's quite a nice radar, because this is water here, so you can't actually get Mantis or units, land units across here. On this side, this is going to be another raid that is denied. Now he does actually deny this one mechs for a while, but there's an NG ready to take reclaim, and there's quite a bit of reclaim on this map, and Zlo is probably also going to make an upgrade. At this point, it's definitely time for an upgrade. I would be making double gun immediately right now. As soon as the T2P gen finishes, I'm making double gun, and I'm making some energy storages. Get a mobile shield for the commander, maybe a flak or two, but Zlo doesn't know about T2 air, so this is one small issue. I'm not sure where this transport was going, but it's on its way home with the full air force in tow. Zlo seems to be lacking mexes. He is definitely lacking quite a lot of mexes. He's well behind in generated mass now. The T2 mexes weren't enough. I mean, they were very good at the start, but then there's no follow-up to the mexes. He didn't continue ecoing hard, and he also lost map control, so now Mites has basically caught up in T2 mexes almost. Like there's his third one, which is 62%. So Zlo really doesn't have too much of a lead in T2 mexes, although he does have two more, actually about 70%. So if he can get back map control reasonably equal, then he will be good. The main problem is this location. How do you ever take this back? I'm kind of disappointed with Mites here that he hasn't attempted to take this location, because as you can see, he is in control of the entrance to this location, so he should actually take control of the mexes themselves. On this side we see Obsidians and Blazes and Bombers fighting each other, and Obsidians are beastly. This Obsidian, as you can see, has its shield. It's taken about 100 and something damage. It's killed 11 Mantis. It is a brutal crusher, but now it will actually go down as it gets totally surrounded by all of these, and the Blazes kind of left him alone there. So maybe mispositioning, yeah. Units were slightly out of position. This is the kind of scenario where you just move back in again. You have crushing numbers of T2 units here. He should just move forward. In this case, he needs to be kiting better because, yeah, you can see the Blaze doesn't have that much HP and it's getting surrounded. Now T2 gunships come in for Mites, and Zlo looks to have 0 air. Looks like he's definitely lost air control. I don't see any inties anywhere. There's two. Those were the only ones he had. And yeah, the gunships could be very powerful. Still Might's not taking control of this. Also, his eco management is questionable. Just spending way more mass than he actually has available to him. And oh, this is why, because he's made a T2 commander, and he's trying to build. Look at this drain here from a T2 com making a TML, minus 41 mass. So yeah, when you start building stuff with the T2 ACU, very often you actually want some mass available in storage to avoid damaging your production as you try and get this very expensive unit up. I mean, the TML 850 mass. It's an expensive one, and if Zlo is not ready, he doesn't look to be ready, then this could be painful. Flak in a good position here, but the gunships should survive with correct micro, and now the lack of radar is actually hurting the Flak majorly. You can see Flak has a very large range compared to its vision, so you need radar to use basically any anti-air properly. You need radar coverage to help you out, and now he's losing those Flaks to a Mantis attack, and this T2 Mex is definitely going to go down, and Zlo, you can see, is just floating a huge amount of mass. He's really having difficulty spending his resources. And here come the TMLs. They're flying already. TMD is in this position. That's not going to protect this mech anyway, but it should protect. Oh, it's gone for the P-Gen. Okay. Now, thankfully, the next P-Gen is protected now by this TMD, but we need another TMD maybe right here or forward, more forward perhaps. But primarily the Mantis attack needs to be repelled. And now you can see the power stall is beginning now that the T2 P-Gen is dead. And if a couple of Corsairs came in and sniped the second P-Gen, this could be very painful. Also, yeah, I'm very surprised there's no Corsairs, because at this point Corsairs can come in, they can go after the P-Gen, or they can simply go after the very low HP TMD that Aeon has, and the TML could be a game-winning maneuver in that case. Instead, we have two Flaks parked under Mites' entire air force, killing all of it, plus some T1A as well, adding insult to injury. A third Flak, in fact, and these Mantis will get taken out now. Blaze is quite superior. Cybern TML is 850 mass. Yeah, the gunships are great, but I feel like in combination with the TML... Oh, the TML looks like it got bombed, actually. It looks like it got bombed there. But yeah, in combination with TML, Corsairs work better than gunships, I find. At least, like, he could have gunships, but he could have, you know, one Corsair, two Corsair, instead of some of these gunships, and that would be a lot more effective. Yeah, the Flak is quite brutal on the... But, oh my god, this is just AA now. And the PD actually goes down to the Mantis, showing the power of Mantis. There's not a single Medusa in here. And the PD goes down, and there's only one unit that can actually shoot back anymore, and that's this Blaze. But oof. Yeah, Zlo is under severe pressure. The Blaze attacks on this at this angle are doing quite nicely, but now he's going to run into multiple PDs. All these Blazes are low. There's also gunships, and Zlo's kind of wasting air at this point. Not a fight he can win, and there's no gunships to be sniped, or even in a good position to be sniped. At this point, Zlo is down. This expansion, which is a very bad expansion to lose, this one should be definitely the top players. There's no real question about that. He does have double gun, but there's already PDs. He can't attack this ACU basically, because he has no units in support of him, and he only has double gun. I mean, maybe if he had Chrono or Shield. But the problem is, you know, he has no units, and he has no air units to defend himself. Or no anti-air to defend himself either. A couple of T2 Mexes here are going to be safe, because there's plenty of Blazes around. He's playing very defensively, but also at the same time not really taking the reclaim fast enough. And feel like well, okay, 15 blazes is not that impressive. I was kind of expecting more than that. The problem, yeah, this is why he doesn't have more. It's because he has 13 flags. So maybe an overinvestment in flags. Like, do you need 6 here? And do you need to send them in? No, you don't, because like you don't need 6. And also, if you send them forward, they are almost certainly going to die. They're not super fast, you know. And so if you get into a bad fight, then you're going to lose all of the flags. You've overinvested in them. You're going to have to send more to reinforce. So you want to be careful you don't send all your flags forward raiding. You want to, you know, you have to be careful about what you invest in, because yeah, he's dealing with the air threat, but his land army could be a lot stronger right now than what it is. Air fight, there is quite a bit of anti-air. Oh, there's even a static flag. You do not want to fly inties anywhere near these things, especially the Cybern one. Cybern one has massive AoE and just fires, just fills the sky with pellets, so you don't want to send your inties anywhere close to that. And all this time that Mites had, he's used to go T3 land. He has a 99.999% finished T2 P-Gen, and he hasn't realized it's actually not finished. I have done this in the past. I saw someone almost do this in Rainbow Cup actually on Saturday or Sunday, not sure which, but they figured out that it wasn't finished. But now you see, look, he's building another P-Gen. He doesn't need it, and he has no mass to build it. And this one is not finished, so this hurts big time. That's a sad thing to spot. Yeah, I feel bad looking at that, knowing that it's there. It's going to bother me for the rest of the game. But yeah, the Loyas now. So the T2 land from Zlo is very ineffective at this point. You can see he's almost a T3 now. So that's absolutely necessary that he was very close to T3. If he was I mean, he should be at T3 already, but at least he's almost there. If he was any further away from T3 land, I would be quite scared for his position. But he should be able to get there fast enough. The Harbs are going to be good units versus the Loyas, so we'll have to switch into bricks, I think, for Mites. And the ACU actually does a good job defending here. If he can deny this Loya running past, it would be great. It is great, and that's very important that he stopped this getting into the back, because 2 T2 Mexes would almost definitely go down here. And yeah, that T2 P-Gen is still not finished, by the way. What's up, Turbo? It was a T3 P-Gen in a tornado. Oh, was that me? I feel like I've done that. Who's Mites? Mites is just a strong player who has returned recently. Yeah, he was gone maybe, I don't know, over a year probably. Maybe a year. He's a strong player, ladder player mainly. He also, Shen also returned. He played a lot with Shen the last time he was around, so yeah, now we have T2 air, we have T3 land, we have T3 support factory. So at this point, like, Mites has to be feeling good. He's got mass to play with, he's got good coverage across the map. The T2 ACU, I think, had a nice position here. He didn't really exploit it. He shouldn't ever allow this to be constructed. If you can hold this position, there is no reason that your opponent should have this. That's as simple as that, really. Like, you control the entrance to it, and you should take those mexes. Like, this is an amazing position to have. Imagine you can get T3 artillery up here. Well, maybe you can't reach the base, but you'd be very close. You can actually see both players built their base sort of away from this plateau, which is actually a very good idea. And yeah, this P-Gen will never be constructed, I'm pretty sure. So we've still got a lot of blazes around. He's still making blazes, which is definitely an error. The blazes are not going to be very effective versus T3 land units. I would say I mean, the leftover blazes, at this point you have, what, 21 blazes? They can be useful. They can be useful, but the building more is not a good investment. So, you know, the leftover T2 land units that you have at T3 stage are very relevant units in the vast majority of games. Oh, this is scary. Oh, no. Please don't lose 2 harbs in the transport at this moment. That's ridiculous, really, that he got into transport there. He had obviously queued it up beforehand, but when he's flying away with the inties, very close to the transport, and then he still gets in, and now he's just gonna go. He's just gonna drop. Oh no, they've stopped moving. He's gonna lose them, isn't he? Yeah. Okay, that's deserved. I'm not mad for Zlo. He deserved to lose his harbs there. Like, that's just ridiculous. I don't know what he's trying to do. So Mites gets killed there. That Oblivion turret was almost complete. That would be nice to have here. I don't know why that's not finished, but that definitely ought to be finished, because one Oblivion turret plus all the T1 PD and a shield makes this a lot more secure. You gotta finish that. That's one thing. It is easy to not finish things in Supreme Commander because you are zoomed out so often. It's like when you zoom in, if you don't have, like, for example, I have on the interface that strategic icons are always on. Some people don't use that. That's a nice place to drop a harb. But yeah, like, this is the, people are saying, you know, you could drop static art, you could put static arty up here. I mean, the problem with that is exactly what just happened here. It's very easy to drop units from the base to here. You're not going to be able to cover this totally all the time. So that's why I don't think you can really invest a huge amount unless you, like, have your ACU there, unless you really, I don't know, it's a bit, you have to commit too much to actually put very dangerous things on this plateau. But it's certainly an option, but it can be very risky. This harb is just killing the entire Air Force now. Well, no, not the entire Air Force, but quite a few inties. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, a lot of players don't have strategic icons forced on. So when you zoom in, this icon won't be there for people. So then this will look almost exactly the same as the other two. And even if you have the strategic icons on, it's easy to miss that this is not finished. If we look at the static RD range, we might as well... Oh, that's T3 Mex for Zlo. I love it. He needs T3 P-Gen kind of soon-ish, though. And yeah, more PDs would be nice. T2 PDs are very nice versus T3 land units. How many harbs? 4 harbs. Jesus. Zlo. Zlo. Yeah, I'm wondering about the ACU position. I'm wondering about this flak position. Look at that. That's pretty good. Okay, you got PD up here. This looks quite secure. He actually has a T2 Mex there. What's Mite's economy like? He hasn't got T3 Mexes. He's got T2 Mexes over here, though. And yeah, oh, okay, yeah, that's ballsy, actually. T2 ACU. The 9 o'clock expansion. Should he have killed it? Yeah, now it's looking a lot more secure with PDs and stuff. He definitely could have focused on that earlier on. And I definitely think he could have switched to bricks earlier. I don't think staying on loyalists versus harbs is a good idea. Harbs are better. They have nice range, very good damage, recharging shield. So yeah, T3 P-Gen is started now. That's definitely needed. It's going to allow him to spam a lot of mobile shields to help out the harbs. Now you can see the harbs can outrange the Loyas. Now there's 3 Harbs here. The 3 Harbs are going to win this. Just watch. And Might's already retreating. Wants to get the hell out of there. But yeah, if Mites had focused on this position earlier before, you know, all of these PDs came up, then he could have been able to take it out. If he had bricks, then all of this T1 PD spam, which came before any T2 PDs were built, these T1 PDs would not be effective. Versus the Loyalists, they're effective. Versus bricks, they are useless because of the range, obviously. Is there any reason he's not making stealth? He is just not making stealth. There's no reason for it. It's just, we'll say it's an error. Also, Mites is leaving. He almost fought this Harb and then decided, you know what, maybe I won't fight this Harb with my T2 commander. Which is kind of, he kind of chickened out there. But also, you probably don't want to fight it, to be fair. Because if... I guess it depends. Maybe he didn't have energy at that moment or something. It's hard to say. But he does have T3 air now. I don't know how I feel about this decision. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think, yeah, if he gets some T3 gunships, I think he's making too many air units now. As in, he's making too many ASF. He really should have just made maybe a few. A strap bomber, I probably wouldn't go for a strap bomber. I think a T3 gunship is going to be great at taking out this expansion. And once you take out this expansion, then the position looks really good. Right? But as it is now, it's, you know, it's not great. I mean, yeah, strap bomber in here, you could probably hit, you could definitely hit 3 P-gens. A strap bomber would also be good. Should Zlo go T3 air? Well, he needs to get this P-gen finished. Finally, it's up. Zlokin needs to start by doing what he's doing here. Get these little beetle guys, the Redeemers, T3 anti-air. Get them around. He's making a SAM as well, so he can leave the base with the T3 anti-air. But, I mean, Zlo's position ought to just be completely lost at this point. I don't really see a way that he can legitimately come back here. It's going to take mistakes from Mites. Major mistakes, in my opinion. Mites should make a T3 Max. He actually has one. He's making a second one. I don't know why he's making it here. These Mexes we've already seen die for Zlo. They are more exposed. But again, he's ecoing very heavily across the map. So you can see his T2 Mexes here. These aren't T2, but he probably could, to be honest, make those T2. He's got T2 here. I would be retreating with the ACU now. There's no value in putting the ACU at risk here, especially if snipers begin appearing on the field. It could get dicey, so I would leave. And yeah, Zlo will have to go T3 air at some point. But he doesn't really have any advantages, to be honest, unless his army is stronger, which I'm not sure it is. Yeah, there is the strat that you mentioned, Arma. I was searching for it, and just misses the mobile shield, but yeah, just dies immediately, and it kills a single mech. So that was a huge waste. This is why I would say T3 gunships over here, or basically make the aggressive air units faster. He went T3 air, showed the ASF, and then waited a very long time before making anything aggressive out of the T3 air factory. So that was a mistake. Also, yeah, Turbo, send me the ladder replay there if you want me to cast it. This Harb is just holding this position forever, and somehow this is dead. Not sure how. Right, let's see the armies, because Mites should have quite a few bricks. He also has some stealth now, by the way. Not much, but he has some. 22 bricks. We got 30,000 in land units, 35,000 land units, 27 Harbs. So yeah, Zlo does have a very strong army, and if he maneuvers them correctly, Like, this is a terrible attack. This is awful, actually. This is the kind of mistake that I was talking about. I mean, this alone is not going to be enough for Zlo, but this kind of thing is what's going to get him back in the game, or allow him to potentially get back in the game. Now, there's a lot of units. These are well positioned units here. There's plenty of room for maneuver here. They actually could be reclaiming this brick as well, because they're Harbs. That's what Harbs can do. So yeah, if these Harbs get moving, it's a very large group of units. The problem for him is, yeah, radar. He doesn't have vision in front of him. These guys are in a great position to kill reinforcements, to threaten this expansion, which has, is that a T3 mech here? No, it's just a mech that's died and been rebuilt. But yeah, major opportunity here wasted because no radar. Like, you can see that what these two bricks here, he could come in and snipe these bricks, or at least force them to leave. He could kill, then he could take a right or a left for him, and like, where are the units on this side of the map? Where are they? Well, they're all forward. There's only 8 of them, so potentially this group of Harbs and Shields would beat this army, by the way, even if it was gathered. But it's not in position to defend here. So yeah, missed opportunity. But yeah, nice reclaim donation here, by the way. So that's pretty nice. And Zlo is making restorers. Needs to be careful he doesn't waste these T3 anti-airs, because they are very expensive units. You can see that they're 800 mass a piece. That's huge. That's all, as you can see, almost as much as a Harb. So every one of these matters, and that's why you don't want to put them all in one place. You really want those spread out, because one on its own will deal with a strat if the strat passes like twice overhead. Now you can see they're going way forward, not defending anything, and they're all going to die to these 2 bricks. So that's very, very painful. This is 5,000 mass that's dying here. Oh my god. Okay, that's 4,800 mass dead. Yeah, that hurts. No, a nuke would not be a good idea at all here. We're too early in the game, and there's too much to fight for. I mean, there's just no way. The way you can invest more quickly into these late game structures is if there's a major battle, T3 land battle, and there's reclaim available. That's the only way you can really accelerate this. But at this point, you can see he only has 200 mass income, and he has none in the bank. He has 3 T3 mexes. This would be far too early to think about making a nuke. And yeah, the restorers are dying, but yeah, a lot of damage was done to the ASF there by the anti-air. But just imagine if he hadn't wasted 5 or 6 anti-airs here. 5k massive anti-air died before the air fight happened. So that was just a disgusting waste, honestly. A monkey isn't an option. Monkey is more of an option than a nuke, because the nuke is going to take longer, because you need 15k mass into the nuke launcher, and then you need another 12k mass, I think, to get the first nuke to launch, and that's going to take far longer than finishing a monkey. A monkey will be an option, more of an option. I wouldn't go for a monkey at this point. I think it's still too early, but if you had reclaim available, monkey would definitely be higher on the list than a nuke launcher, for sure. And also, Monkey Lord is very, very good versus Harbingers because of the range differences. So Monkey is actually able to micro very, very effectively versus Harbingers. But yeah, Mites is dominating air. It looks like he's gradually making good on his advantages. Zlo's eco is really slowing up. He's not able to invest, and he is now losing. Now you can finally see the T3 gunships doing what they ought to be doing. The ASF are way out of position. Targeting something down here. They should, like, 2 ASF for defending the gunships? Makes no sense, really. And he's actually going to fly into SAM range now, is he? He's flying into restore range, at least. Sam got a couple of shots there. He's going to lose a gunship on the way up, maybe. In this position, there's no T3 anti-air. So he, again, this position has lasted far too long. Now, what I'm really scared about for Mites is that all of Zlow's harbs basically are in the one position. And concentrated firepower is, well, that's the most important thing. That's why you make an XP, because you have 30,000 mass in one place, and it's very difficult to stop. So these harbs altogether are stronger than any army Mites has on the field, I would say. Now he does have this army, which it will be a spicy battle here. I think that the bricks certainly would lose out, but that would be quite a fight to take. But you see, Mites is actually now gathering a lot of his units in the center of the field, so he should be okay. The harbs shouldn't be able to surprise him because he has Omni at this point, so he shouldn't get outmaneuvered. It would have to be a major outmaneuvering for Zlow to come back here. The gunships attacked this position. They killed the shields and PDs, but overall they were stopped and ultimately kind of wasted. And now, the restorers need to kite away, but they also have, oh no, this is terrible. Mites should not have gone in here. There's 2 SAMs here, as well as multiple mobile anti-airs, and that was a very bad engagement. He's going back in. No. Wait until the bricks clear the way. This SAM is going to get a lot more damage done, but still the restorers are dying, to be fair. But that's a huge amount of ASF wasted there. They don't really think they needed to die. Zlow has no upgrade beyond double gun, which is worrying when you walk towards a very large brick army. There's still multiple restorers here alive, but yeah, Zlow is the one forced to retreat here with his units, and the SAMs are dead. He's gonna have to take a lot of this reclaim very quickly. You can see him throwing down more air staging. I think he needs to throw down some T1 factories to make engineers, to be honest. And this could be a very interesting battle, because Zlow split his army up. Most of his army is now to the left, and he could get caught out big time here. There's stealth as well involved, but the shields are protecting very well. This is a pathetic army at this point. 3 harbs, snipers are dying, and the ACU needs to leave. You cannot fight this. Look how many bricks there are, and Zlow's army is kind of doing nothing, really. If he had left his army in the center of the field, I think there was potential to get a huge battle here, involve the ACU, and get a ton of reclaim. But now, because he sent his units elsewhere to maybe defend against a few bricks or something, I don't know. He's also not pinching these. Like you see here, he has this army is strong. This army can kill these bricks, I guarantee, with the right micro, and also plus this army pinching in, then he can get, again, a really good engagement, get reclaim. But the unit use is not on point. Now this is a nice fight to get. Okay, I don't know why he's turning back on this army though. Kind of confused there, because yeah, that was a very confusing movement, because if you look at it, I mean, you can see he's getting a good fight on these guys, but he could have killed all of these bricks, right? Stayed out of range of the other army, then turned around and pinched it afterwards. But now he's like allowed Zlow to rejoin his army together, and now he's out of range again with harbs. Problem with harbs is you have to take damage to get into range. So he's that was again a big waste, and it just shows like the micro in Supreme Commander is really important. And like, although when I tell people how to play the game, they should focus on the economy, right? That's what I tell people. But like, once you get into the T3 land stage and you're moving several different armies around, like, if you pay attention to that carefully, if you have good judgment, you can generate an infinite amount of mass for yourself. Like, at this point though, if we look at the eco, which is what I tell people to focus on when they're learning the game, I mean, Mites is just way ahead. At this point, Mites, all he has to do is not take fights. That's all. Look at how many mexes he has. 73 mexes. So again, Mites put himself in bad positions here. Zlo let him get away with it. But the eco is going to carry the game for Mites, because Zlo, although he went for sort of an eco approach earlier on, now his eco is looking quite weak. Very, very weak. And he looks like he's losing more restorers. He's making an upgrade. I think it's the shield. No, that's not why I tell people to do that, Arma. I don't believe that you can easily just learn unit micro. I definitely don't believe it. I don't believe that the eco or the micro are... It's not to do with which is more difficult or whether one is more intuitive, because, I mean, look. At the end of the day, they both have to be intuitive. This is a good fight. This is a very good fight. It shows the power of the shields. Shields plus harbs is just so strong. Bricks can't get away. And even the obsidians are providing quite a nice bit of HP and damage. But no, I tell people to learn eco because, you know, it's a prerequisite to the rest of the game. You can't simply learn how to micro your way to victory in this game. But micro is extremely important, and people mess it up all the time. But when you're starting, the eco is, you know, is the key. It's the key skill in the game. It's the base. Most basic skill is just managing your eco, building stuff. Might says he doesn't understand this game anymore. Well, he's crushing, so I don't know what he's really talking about. There's a lot of restorers. He needs to increase his T3R production, and he needs to stop taking fights in T3R, because basically restorers are very expensive. Like, look, watch this. If you take a bad fight versus restorers, then they can continue to dominate you. You have to wait until you can take a good engagement. You have to build up big numbers of ASF here. Also, he's making a Monkey Lord. Had a lead for a long time. He can't close things out. Well, I mean, he's not trying to close things out. You know, like, you don't make tons of T3 mexes versus like 2 T3 mexes and then expect the game to be over. Like, you're investing in economy, so if you invest in economy, the game's gonna last longer. Simple as that. So I don't know what he is actually talking about. He might be talking about the T3 land engagements. He might be talking about... He might be looking at the T3 air engagements with the restorers. Not... yeah. So... Could have killed Zlo multiple times with his brick army. Yeah, I mean, he's probably overestimating the ACU and underestimating some other things. Because the ACU only has the first shield and double gun. And these restorers are brutal. What the hell? Oh no. Look at these restorers, like, Jesus. 21,000 mass in restorers. What happened here? I feel like Zlo just disconnected. I don't think he meant... Yeah, he didn't mean to control K here. I think this was a disconnect. Because, like, at this point, you're not disconnecting. Certainly there's tons of T3 economy, but at this point, this is the best the game has looked for Zlo in a long time. So there's no way he actually meant to end the game here. He only has 23 harbs. Might's 41 bricks. He's got a Monkey Lord almost halfway. So the Monkey Lord's not building that quickly. He's got so many T1 NGs. What would have happened in this game? Certainly Might still has just a major eco advantage. If we look at the reclaim, I can't actually see Zlo's reclaim. Oh, 115,000. So more than double Might's reclaim. It's obviously a major factor in the game. Zlo did well there. But yeah, anticlimactic indeed. Now, would the Monkey Lord have finished it off? It depends on how much he needs to be investing in a lot of anti-air. So, although, yeah, he, as you say, he could pause he could stop making bricks. Problem is, he's already stopped making bricks. Because he needs to make the T3 anti-air to defend himself. Now, he also needs flax, in my opinion. A mix of flak and T3 anti-air will be superior to just straight T3 anti-air. But Turbo says Low wins it. I mean, it certainly looks like Might is gradually losing. The KD, what is it based on? Using the total cost of units killed by total cost of units lost. Right, okay. Now, I'm not sure if that... Is it mass? Mostly based on mass with a slight modifier for energy cost. Okay. So it's mainly mass. And yeah, as we can see, Zlo has 1.5 ratio, which is very high. Now, I know it says in the tooltip over 2 is pro, but that's it's not realistic. You're not going to see a 2 KD. Like, that's ridiculous if you just think about it logically. But 1.5 is serious. His gunships would crush. Yeah, it definitely looks like his gunships. I mean, look, when you have 17 restorers, I don't know how many ASF you're gonna need, but you're gonna need like more than double. It's gonna be like 2 to 3 times the ASF is what you're gonna need. So you can see he has basically equal numbers. He's stalling hugely to get the spider bot, which means all of these buildings are working at like half speed or slightly above half speed. So the likelihood that he actually kills those gunships seems very low. The anti-air he has available to him is anti-air he's literally just built. Does he have flak? He has a single flak. He has like one static flak as well. So yeah, the gunships have huge potential. They could easily kill this forward base. Like if this dies, then this base is totally unprotected. So yeah, the gunships certainly looked to be going to work on this army. To be honest, it would take them quite a while to kill this army here. So there's some chance to, you know, get some more anti-air, but like Spiderbot just seems quite stupid in the face of 20 restorers. Like, what sense does it make to make a Spiderbot versus 20 restorers? The mass killed is quite not great on a lot of these because he's had to continually build new ones. So some of them have, you know, 2k, some of them have a vet, most of them don't, but it's at this point that they're actually about to, you know, make their presence known. Before this, he was able to get 5 restorers and mites with suicide his ASF to kill them and stuff. Can I donate you to watch new custom scripted direct strike map 3v3? Sure, why not? That seems fair. I don't know what it is. Do you have a good replay on it? Oh, it's Lincoln. What's up, Lincoln? Click the mass drain to get the percentage. Yeah, so let's see. Oh no, I can't actually do it now, can I? Maybe I can do it for mites. No. No, you can't do it after the game's over. Alright. Now, it's not like an hour and a half long or anything, is it? Because that would be a bit much. Is someone going to play? No, I'm probably not going to play. Just going to watch replays now. Do some casting. And yeah, it's not really possible to get over 2 KD in a top game. Okay, what is this then? Let's see. Direct Strike. I don't know what Direct Strike is. Version 25, eh? Check out your last replay. We might do. Lincoln, thanks for the 333. Hope this map will be a really good one. I hope so too. Whoa. What is this? Slightly imbalanced teams here. Is there problem is I have no idea what this works. Custom map for StarCraft 2. Alright, I never played StarCraft 2, so don't know. Am I gonna play in the MapGen 1v1 tourney on Saturday? I'm not sure. Oh, it's desynced. What mods do we need here? Do I need mods? Read decals. Which ones? There's a lot of decals. Astro Crater, nice. Take control points in the center, get more cash every second, okay. Unit names are their price, so it is better to enable the display of names. Defend your bunker and attack the enemy one. Get more cash points, destroy these things. Buy cash extractor and increase your income. Use assist order to buy new units. That will spawn every wave. Buy cash extractor. Okay, what mods do I need? Because this has desynced already, so there's no point in watching this replay. So unless I need some mods, I don't know what's gone wrong in terms of the desync. Maybe the replay is just desynced for some reason. Oh, it desyncs if I choose player, so I have to restart. Okay. Can I find something else? Nope. What's up, Thomas? Okay. So, we won't go into someone's POV and it should be good. Okay, so... so we have some defenses here. So you take these and you get money, and then you can spawn more units. You can also farm the AI over here, I guess, to get more money as well. To spawn even more units. That looks quite difficult to get through. Oh wow, a GC on this side. Okay, yeah, it's pretty tough to farm these AIs here. Right, so Esperanto is here in the middle. Potato PC on the left. Lincoln on the right. Did you make this map, Lincoln? It's a wave base. You don't... Right, yeah. If you see the names of units, see how much you'll get. The name is the cost here, is it? Is that what it says? It says something about the name over here. Where does it say? Yeah. I'll try not to, certain death. Yeah, it looks like the units are just attacking forward, you know. Definitely, it doesn't look like they're being microed or anything. So yeah, looks like the bottom team has... Actually, the top team has more stuff right now. They have the center point. And that's +1 per second, +1 per second, +1 per second. This thing, bonus. It just says bonus. Ooh, +5,000 if you kill this T3 mechs here. The other things are just to defend it, I guess. +1,500 for this one. This one looks pretty easy to kill, actually. We have some artillery. And you'll get +300 for killing the first one. So yeah, it seems pretty reasonable to just immediately make artillery. MML costs 300 to make an MML, so that will be needed to take out this expansion pretty well. Designed by you, scripted by Parallon. That's cool. Okay, we got some actual fighting here on this side, and it's labs versus tanks, so we know how that's gonna go. Alright, we might speed this up a little bit. Chicken bot is 26,000. Whoa, Megalith's 56,000. Way more expensive. I feel like I would be going for a chicken bot then instead of a mega. Certainly instead of a monkey lord anyway. Where does it say your? Also, hello Mosey. Oh yeah, here. Yeah, I don't know why you do that. But also there's like that will be spawn every wave. That's not good English either, so that could be fixed. It should say use assist order to buy new units that will be spawned, or that will spawn every wave. Long range units kind of imbalanced because no T2 or T3 air. Yeah, no, I imagine a Megalith would be super strong here. Oh, we already have Othams. That's a good move, I think, to just go straight for some more powerful units. Yeah, we're already making T3 units. The T1 is... Looks like Japka is making T1 units. And some T2. Ilshis are probably pretty good, but... These are being microed. Yeah, no, you definitely are able to micro your units. It's not just waves. So, oh yeah, Chicken Bot would be super good at this price by the looks of it. But not much killing of the AI here. I mean, we've farmed a little bit. Basically, the first base has been killed, but the second base has not. No, but I mean, all you need to invest in is like 1 MML, and it'll eventually take this out. So it's kind of... Seems pretty bad to not immediately go for the second, because that's 1,500. 1,500, you know. Is there some shenanigans one needs to do to get Supreme Scoreboard working in replays? No, don't think so. Shouldn't be. Maybe it conflicts with another mod you're using. That's the only thing I can think of. But I don't have any troubles. I haven't had any troubles. This is a very good fight for Esperanto. Oh yeah, also fixing the desync when you look at another player's POV would be pretty great for this as well. Map's all about micro and army composition. Well, Yeah, for sure. That's most of it. It's also about farming the AI effectively, though. And just MMLs. That's all you need to get the second and third AI base. Casting more after this one? Yeah, I will. I will. Do I have the latest? Oh, you're asking Grunty if he has the latest version, of course. What version is mine? It says V6 there, but that's not the actual FAF version. Don't know. Check Discord PM. Cool. I'll check it out. So top team. Yeah, the top team could have this. I don't know why they don't have the control of this structure. It's a bit strange. Finally, someone's using MMLs here on the left. Yeah, and only now they're using MMLs. Seems quite slow, but at least they're there. There, he's already farmed this. We can move on to the next one already. Now there is shielding and A on TMD, so that's actually tricky to get through. But if oh wait, there's actually enemy MMLs. Okay, that's actually tricky then. You might need some mobile artillery to do that effectively. I love the Titan army. It's looking good. And a nice group of parashields as well, so I think that's quite nice for the green player, Maxim. Never heard of that guy. Titans. Look at how strong they are. Loyas are doomed. And then behind them it's just like T2 units, so that's not going to be very useful. Thanks, Mosey, for sending that. Oh, the MMLs are fighting back here. He's not getting through. Yeah, the Titans are beastly. Titans are carrying at the moment. We need bricks. We need heavy T3 units to fight this army, because at the moment it looks super bad for the bottom team. Maxim is absolutely carrying the game right now. Like, look at this. There's no T3 units left. Now finally a brick arrives, that can be killed as well. Oh, beetles! Wow. Hey, why didn't they explode? Okay, there's something wrong with... Maybe it's because of the reclaim gets destroyed immediately. Maybe that interferes with the beetles exploding upon death. That might be the reason they didn't explode there. They should have exploded and done a lot of damage to the Titans. Yeah, see, they're not exploding on death. They're exploding when triggered. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Look at that. He actually killed most of the army there. Why do you cast Jagged? In general? You mean right now? You mean this particular game? Yeah, no, that's not what I'm talking about, Mazer. I'm talking about the fact that they didn't explode upon death. So, philosophically speaking. Well, it's not very philosophical. T3 artillery is employed to take out this base here. 4 of them. And yeah, the last base is gonna take a lot. The Beetles did really well there, honestly. And bottom team holds off all the Titans. When's the first XP gonna come out? That's what I'm wondering. The reason I cast though is because, well, I casted before just because I sort of enjoyed it. Well, that's still why I cast. But I stopped for a while, and then I came back because there's basically no one else casting top games, and I think there has to be someone covering the top games. I think it's just necessary, basically. Yeah, see, they didn't all explode. Some of them did, but I think if there's no caster casting the top players, then it's very damaging for the community, basically. And there's just no one doing it, so I'm in a position to do it, so I'll do it. Look at the Beatles taking out the parashields as well, and this army now is super strong. I don't know how they stopped this army at this point. Also, the top team have invested way more at this point now in making artillery to get more control over the AI positions, get more money, but on the downside, this army looks extremely powerful. You can watch NGs on base to watch how much money players have. Okay, 1700, 24, 500, 10k, 10k for Lenkin. So Lenkin looks like he's going for an XP soon. I think once you're at 10k, you probably want to keep saving and move to an XP. What about these guys? 300, 8,000, 21,000. We're getting close to a GC. What mod is this? This is the map is the mod, basically. It's Direct Strike FAF, made by Paralon and Lenkin. What's up, Carrion? How are you? Yes, exactly. That's what Lenkin was saying, that this is basically from this exists in what do you call it? StarCraft 2. Yeah, now there's a GC here. I wonder, will this, if you attack this, will the GC walk forward and start killing you? Because otherwise you could just attack with T3 artillery and MMLs. Pretty well these days. How am I? I'm good. I'm doing alright. I mean, been better, been worse. You know how it is. Make a tourney on it. Yeah, that would be pretty fun. That'd definitely be cool to watch. Yeah, the decals are pretty funny. This one's nice. Ass washer. Okay. Yeah, it looks like the GC doesn't move, so it just is a lot of HP to get through, basically. You need to take out the T3 artillery first on the shield, and then you're good to just plink away at the GC's armor. Look at this sniper. This sniper army is scary as like, yeah, you can see these guys invested tons into bricks. A lot of bricks, and also, you know, quite a few fire beetles and things. So the snipers are obviously the perfect unit to take up against them. This snipers versus spiderbot is fantastic for the snipers. Like this spiderbot, I don't really see what it can do. The only way it can get close is by abusing these nice little walls that were in the game. That's quite good to sort of make snipers worse. Otherwise, the snipers will be extremely powerful without some terrain in the way. But now, yeah, GC pushing forward. I'd definitely rather have a GC than a Monkey Lord. But actually we have two monkeys, so that's quite scary. Also, this GC is moving in quite deep, and the snipers have to be close to defend it. Here come the mobile bombs. the Beatles, and they really are just running directly into and feeding veterancy. Also, we can see these structures are giving now +5 per second. I think at the start of the game they have +1, so they're giving more resources now. And the top team is, you know, going to get through these AI positions before the enemy. Oh, the spider bot gets into range and now hides behind this hill here. The snipers, though. Snipers are the most important units here. GC needs to just basically maintain. The GC needs to act like an ACU, basically. Stand sort of at the front, defend the snipers. The snipers are going to do most of the damage, and the GC is going to protect them. Another GC now, and a Fat Boy would be incredible. I'm surprised the Fat Boy is so much cheaper than a Megalith, because I would definitely favor a Fat Boy here. Like, just look at how powerful the snipers are. 3 GCs is great, but yeah, make a fatty next, in my opinion. Looks like this guy is going for that, because he has 26k, 27k now. I think he's gonna go for a fatty next, and I think the bottom team might be aiming for a mega, although they don't have the resources. Looks very bad for the bottom team now. The snipers plus GC is brutal. What's up, Push Boy and Voitel? What is this? This is Direct Strike Faf. Lenkin asked me to cast it and sent a donation, so we said, well, why not? Oh, chicken bot? Where's the chicken bot? Am I blind? Oh, the top team has a chicken as well. And yeah, the top team is just crushing here, so I think once this structure dies, once Paragon dies, then that will be GG, and it definitely looks like it's coming very soon. Yeah, this is looking very bad. It's already under attack now from the GCs. There's nothing to stop. I mean, look, there's 5 experimentals here. 3 of them on full HP. That's the end of the game. GG Maxim, Natron, and Jabcat. Yeah, cost of units will probably need to be, well, it will need to be adjusted, that's for sure, but that was pretty cool. I think the top team did really well, especially with the Titan army from Maxim. I think he did really well in that area of the game where seems to be a very important part, where you start to get a nice T3 army going, and he just was crushing all the way up to here. Then the bottom team switched into, you know, a lot of breaks, a lot of breaks, and maybe too many, because then the top team, who is it, Jabka, had a huge Seraphim sniper army with mobile shields, and that was basically the best army in the game, and just allowed them to control the center. And then the XPs came and crushed. So yeah, nice game. Thanks for sending the replay and the dono, and I'm sure some people will be trying that out. Turbo says it looks fun. Quite a cool game mode. Oh, I can't. Okay, yeah, this screen is kind of annoying. I can't click on exit windows here. But okay, we can fix that somehow. Another way. Total Mayhem version. Let's just do that. Okay, Turbo sent me a replay, but he says it has Benny S in it, so I'm sort of allergic to that replay. So we're gonna check out Mosey's one. Hopefully he didn't send me the same one. So zone control is quite different, I would say. Oh, what is this? Zone control is also fun. I think it might be broken, but it's quite fun. But it's also, you know, the units are different. It's sort of it's very different. The one that Lincoln sent to us there was very just, you know, straight up FA in terms of the units, and you're just fighting in a straight line. Sort of, it's closer to FA gameplay, I would say. Much closer. Zone control is very, very different. But it could help you get used to the different kind of units. It could do, yeah. But also, it's dependent on how the team balance the cost of the units and stuff. I think it's not really a learning tool too much. It just looks like a lot of fun, really. More than anything. Which is the most important thing. Do we have the right overlay? Yeah, okay. We do. So, the players. We got Blinchik over here. And he's playing with Suzuki. Suzuki with quite a low rating, but it is TMM, so, you know. Not exactly accurate. Mosey is playing with FTX. FTX, they're 1674. Carried by Farms to that rating, obviously. And Mosey here, 1400, dragged down to 1400 by me. So, you know, overall, they're probably where they should be, you know, when you put them together. I'm just fucking with them anyway. More fun than Astro, that's for sure. Way more fun. I mean, come on, that's what an insult to Lankin's effort to say it's only more fun than Astro. Jesus, come on, dude, that's brutal. Okay, looks like a lot of power from Suzuki, and not a lot of other stuff. FTX kept on dying in almost every game. Well, I didn't do much better either, to be honest, when we played. Until we got that Wonder game, it was pretty bad. But yeah, so your teammates are letting you down, Mosey. Yeah, so Mosey start. Let's take a look. Whoa, hang on, is this for real? Look at the difference in eco. Like, both the Russian dudes are 1k mass ahead. Well, I mean, Blinchik, well, is he from Belarus? Suzuki, I think, has a Russian flag, but yeah, left side team is way ahead in mass already, just doing better in terms of reclaiming. That's a nice bomber from Mosey. Nah, I'm only joking, Vital. Don't worry. I get you. Yeah, so if we look at the reclaim, yeah, they're like manually reclaiming. Yeah, Mosey with plenty in the bank. Oh, the bomber misses from FTX, and yeah, it looks super good for the left side team. Already have T2 economy here from Blin, and also from Suzuki. They already have mexes upgraded. That's a decent raid. Takes quite a while for a Mantis to get through one of those UAF mexes, so that's quite a good kill to get. And yeah, the bases of the top team, Mosey's looks okay. FTX has invested in Navy already. Now that's very early on this map. Now if you're playing 3v3, this would be totally normal, because you're going to have an opponent closer to you, closer to the water. But in 2v2, that's going to be a major investment early on. And if you think about it, you have to project forward to think, what can I do with the Navy? And you're like, okay, well, if I got a cruiser, which is obviously the ultimate goal, is to get, you know, T2 Navy. If you're going to take naval control, then T2 Navy is where you're going to be able to do damage here, because as you can see, it's not really frigates. Frigates can't really do too much. They can maybe close up this lane. That's not that valuable, however. Also, this terrain is going to be in the way. But if you project forward to T2 Navy, cruisers are going to hit, you know, these mexes, right? They're not going to hit the middle. They're going to hit these mexes, maybe this one. This area is not really... You can't bank on being able to place a cruiser here because it's too close to the land all around it. So land units could potentially kill that. So there's really not that much benefit to be had here. So at least he doesn't have repeat build on frigates. So, but still, he's spent 600 mass basically on Navy at this point, and it doesn't seem to have much value. Nice air from Mosey. Looks to be controlling his part of the map pretty well and pretty quickly. ACU is forward. I would definitely be building in the middle with the ACU. Somebody's got to be doing it, or you've got to drop to the middle and get this reclaim, because as you can see, there's a lot of reclaim here. And yeah, the Suzuki looks to be doing well, and so is Blin in terms of economy, and I think that might be an upgrade coming soon. No, he's not really in a position to make an upgrade here. Now that I look at it, he may be looking at T2. T2 air upgrade is going to be quite a nice option for the bottom team, I think. Uh-oh. FTX smells a bit of blood here. Oh no, his instinct is actually quite a bit off. He's just going to waste units instead of do damage to the commander. Yeah, that's how you waste some units there. Enemy ACU is shooting your units, you're not shooting anything, equals you are down units. Simple equation there. And now he's trying to desperately get a PD up, but he has no power. He's also trying to build power, build energy storage, assist his air factory, spend a lot of mass. It's his eco does not look good, but he does get the PD up, which is quite important. But there's a big reclaim field building here, and he may be able to get control of it, because Suzuki doesn't have an incredible production. But actually, you know what? This looks quite good. You see this right here? People need to have an idea of, you know, what good eco management looks like. This right here is what this is like. This is what you want. See this? He's not floating too much mass. I mean, his mass is still increasing a little bit, right? But no energy waste. Small amount of mass in storage. This is what a good eco bar looks like. Right now, he needs to actually increase production again, because he just finished the T2 land HQ. That's probably why his mass is now increasing once again. He probably also finished some T2 mexes. So again, now he has to readjust, get a lot more production going, and spend that new eco he's got. What is better for T2 Tech? T2 Air Factory or Land Factory regarding mass? An Air Factory is much cheaper. An Air Factory is much cheaper in mass than a T2 Land Factory. See, in total, this T2 land factory, including the T1 factory and then the upgrade, is 1400. It's gonna be about 1,000 for an air factory. Maybe slightly over 1,000, so you'll save like a few hundred mass on a T2 air factory, but it will be more energy intensive, more expensive. When 1,100 player has better eco balance than 1,600. Yeah, well, Suzuki is not really 1,100 though. That's just his TMM rating, but yes, does have very good eco balance. Alexander, thank you for the 10 Canadian. Almost missed the stream. Are you casting today? I am casting. That's the plan. Don't think we'll be playing. We're just gonna cast some games. Mosey sent me this one, and although the left side team had a much better start, the top team overall has managed to get their map control, and they're basically match is basically stable at this point. Wow, Suzuki actually going into the Navy, which is quite interesting. Suzuki has a very nice eco. FTX has no upgrade, which is really honestly quite strange to me that he's doesn't have an upgrade. It's up against Stealth Guncom. Over on this side we have Double Gun going into Chrono. Judging by the cost of that upgrade, I'm pretty sure that is... well, it's not shield anyway. As we can see there, the drain is too great for it to be shield. It is Chrono. And he's getting a lot of assistance. He doesn't have mass actually at the moment. This spot is the weaker spot. This is the carry spot, obviously, because you do have multiple bases available. Oh my god, no. Suzuki just... he's dead here. He may have the gun versus no gun, but he just literally walked into units and a gun comm, and all of his units were over here for some reason. And Suzuki's gonna die. And he's gonna even send his units in to attempt to save himself, but he's actually gonna waste his units in doing that. He's dead. Wow, and he wasted his entire army. Oh. Okay, that was basically the worst case scenario. Like, that couldn't have gone worse. If his units were with him, he probably wins the fight, gets a kill, or forces FTX to retreat. If... like, what? What the hell? He suicided his ACU and then sent all of his units in to blow up with his commander just as he was dying. So that's ridiculous. Okay, that's quite crazy. Now I'm gonna be thinking, like, Blinchik is obviously capable of dealing with multiple bases. He's a very strong player, but he needs to right now be thinking about T3 tech, because he does not have an ACU on the right side to deal with FTX. Now FTX is going to be making upgrades straight away to abuse his position here with no opposing ACU. It's understandable, but it's also completely wrong. So, no excuses. A lot of mistakes are understandable, but they're still mistakes. Right, Mosey with Chrono, and he's up against another Chrono double gun comp. And Mosey has the superior army. And now they're both just stunning each other's units in unison. So yeah, this looks pretty bad for Blinchik. He needs to leave. He's just standing here. And yeah, FTX, what's FTX doing? He's making another upgrade. Is he making shield? feel like he should just move out with just the gun. Our chrono is not completely busted. Our chrono's actually synced. I think, yes, chrono will always fire at this timing. If everyone had chrono, it would always fire at the same time. Pretty sure that's how it works. You should tell the balance counselor about how broken chrono is, Mosey. Well, can Blinn survive? Well, he has plenty of HP, and it looks like he's actually winning air. Now, there's quite a nice amount of anti-air here. And, yeah, I think shield is really great. It's actually, the fact that he was able to make it so quickly means that it's definitely a good decision to get that. But look at this. Suzuki won Navy. I don't think FTX actually spotted this factory until way too late, and now there's T2 Navy in this pond. Now that is brutal. I mean, Salem's can hit so much stuff here. Yeah, this ACU is gonna just barrel through the expansion. These mexes, and I like the reposition here. Mosey turns and goes forward with FTX, supports him here. That's quite good. We need more. We need some flax though. That's what we desperately need from FTX. I don't see any flax here. Yeah, 0 flax. There are shields, but there's no T2 com. And there's no flax, which means anti-air is not going to build very quickly. So yeah, and Blinn fighting hard to try and defend his base. He knows if he drops this base that, I mean, this base is next. He needs to defend until he gets T3 land. There are Mercies under construction. FTX steps to the front. He has shorter range gun, and he has, you know, way more HP. He's got 30k HP now. Oh wait, no, not quite 30k. At this point he's at about 20k. And yeah, this front base is dead. The shields are down. PDs are dead. Read what FTX said in team chat. Yeah, go for air snipe. Yeah, I did see that. And yeah, where are the Mercies? I definitely saw. Oh, here they are. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's gonna need a little more than that. Flak at the front now. There's 1. He's just building support factories, which seems like, how could he afford that? But it seems like he can afford it. When's the first Salem arriving? It probably should be done by now. Yeah, it is. Now Blinn needs to just make sure that he gets that forward and starts attacking things of real value. Shield is dropping soon. Still up. He actually wants this to drop because then it will recharge faster. So he should not retreat right now. He should actually try and take another few shots to drop the shield so that yeah, there we go. Now you can see this. The shield is gonna come back up a lot faster. So he should get his 19k back in I don't know how long exactly, a minute and a half or something. But here come the Mercies, and the flak moves to the front, and the flak gets killed, but the Mercies die just before landing. 2 or 3 of them at most hit the commander, and FTX drops to just under 10k. Still quite healthy. He has inties, he has flak, he has shields, and Mosey is just leaving. T3 land is up. Although that's a lot of T2 air production. And feel like, yeah, FTX should not be so forward here. This is crazy. Why is he so far forward? Like, all he needs to do is retreat slightly. He can still make PDs and things with, you know, forward T2 engineers. he can retreat the commander and wait for his 19k shield to be replenished. Instead, he's like pushing into a commander that has more than double his HP. He's shooting the ground as well. That's great. Why is he going forward? Why? He's at 5,500 HP now. This is just a death wish. Like, he knows there's mercies. And he's on 200 HP. And he's dead. And his army is dead. That's an insane suicide. I can't believe he did that. Like, holy crap. And his base will die to Salem's now. Unless there's some bad miss micro, maybe some Lobos get here and start attacking and people go idle. I mean, this happens, but like, now he's left Mosey in a situation that he does not want to be in. He's in a 1v1 versus Blinchik. Blinchik has very, very solid eco. It's not like they got a massive advantage here at the front and Blinchik is struggling to hold on. I mean, he is struggling to hold on, but in the meantime, he has still maintained his eco. And he got a strong eco from Suzuki, and this hasn't been damaged. And now it's a 1v1, and Mosey has to clutch this, and it's not easy. I mean, like this base is going to be denied. There's already 2 T2 ships. So, you know, 10... He's going to need quite a few torpedo bombers to kill this, and then he's going to have to get units forward to kill the HQ or something, or maybe make a TML. That would definitely be something I want to deal with quickly. But also, probably, yeah, T3 PGen needs to be made right now. You need a T3 PGen immediately, and get to T3 Air. This expansion looks very exposed, and there's going to be T3 mechs here. And another T3 mechs, yeah. So all this T3 economy is going to be useless without a T3 PGen. And I don't see one under construction right now. At the front, we still have the Chronocom. It's just going to hold off any of this pillar spam. There's no chance for the pillars to really crowd this guy out. And Blinchik's going to replace this forward fire base using all these nice T2 engineers. Looks like the gunships get a bit of damage done, and Blin with the superior air force is just going to dominate air. So, this doesn't look great. I like the T3 land production. There's plenty of support factories, but T3 air needs to be the main thing, and killing the T2 navy if possible. Blin is extending his map control now. He almost flew over this mech, so he just barely avoided that. Now he's going to fly through the gap here. Now there should be radar, T2, but I don't see T2 radar actually. Yeah, so no vision in this corner, which is quite painful. And this HQ is in range of T2 ships here. And the gunships are raiding. Good anti-air being placed here. But yeah, Sam's under construction now, and that's bricks in the base, and I don't see any harbs. This is an unfortunate situation where at a different timing there would be harbs just coming out of the factories, but at this point they're still under construction. This HQ, which builds them fastest because of the assistance, is building engineers, so there's no harbs available in the base. And so there's nothing to stop the bricks. Also, harbs, these harbs could have turned around sooner, but Mosey didn't realize. He was busy pushing hard into the core base. Look at this attack with the harbs. This is brutal. He's going to take out the air HQ. That's a very nice target to kill, actually. That's a very good choice of targets. And there's actually just so many T2 units and Lobos that he's forcing the ACU to retreat. But look at the damage. That's a T3 mechs. 2 of them. 2 T3 mechs and a T2, which may or may not have been upgrading. Probably wasn't upgrading, because there's no engineers around it, but still, 2 T3 mechs and T2 is massive damage, and they're actually going to survive versus the Harbs. Harbs stop moving. This one's out of range now, taking free damage. The other one, oh my god, 3 more hits and this brick would have died, and the Salem has totally wiped out this base and is moving forward to attack the rest of the base. The T2PDs will be outranged by the Salems. On the other side, space is totally wiped out. There's some pillars have found a superior angle to attack from that doesn't involve walking into a commander with Chrono. All the T2 air production, the T2, a lot of power going down. Is there a T3P gen? There isn't. This is the first T3P gen. Look at the energy storage being spammed here. Shield is down on ACU and no OC, says FTX. Well, you see FTX, he doesn't have a shield, so that's why the shield is down. He had Chrono, it's pretty obvious. T3 engineers, but still no T3P gen. Yes. I feel like Mosey is definitely in a fantastic position now. Although he lost a base, FTX's base was basically, there was almost nothing there. Whereas this base obviously had a huge amount of important structures in it, including the air HQ, all the T2 air production, and multiple P-gens which have all died. So very, very good attack by Mosey at the right time. You know, it's not always time for playing safe. You have to be aggressive at times. And these Harbs have done so much damage. Another, I think maybe he can, well no, he can't kill the HQ. I don't think he has the HP left on the Harbs to do that. Look at the shields popping back up though. I think he's lacking power. Yeah, still desperately needs a T3P gen. That's another dead T2P gen, I think. Yep, there it goes. T3P gen not nearly finished. It's not near to being finished. And this is probably the worst part of what Mosey's doing, is just continuing to push into the commander. Commander's just farming. But still, a lot of ground has been made up in the middle, to be fair. Was Chrono buffed a while back? No. Well, it's been adjusted basically in certain ways minorly. It was well, if we go back a few years before it was changed, it was basically it was stopped from stunning air units. That was the first change that I remember being made to Chrono. So that's obviously a major nerf. Then after that there were things like it gives you some damage being done finally by the T2 ships to this HQ and the P-gens. That probably could have happened a long time ago, but yeah, basically it didn't affect air anymore, so that was obviously a major nerf because that was super strong in certain scenarios. Then it was given some HP and regen alongside the stunning. Then it was also the stun duration was reduced by about a second, I think. It was reduced by a second. But that's pretty much all the changes. So it still has the same range as it did in the old days. It still fires at the same rate, but the stun lasts a little shorter. And you do get a bit of HP and regen. But basically, Andrew is correct that people didn't realize how strong it was. What's up, Thomas? Oh, this is going to be a really good fight for the Harbs here. Oh, it's way too late to retreat now. But you gotta try. Ouch. Yeah, that's brutal. And this base is dead. It is doomed. The Oblivions are nice, but the Oblivion. There's only one here. Harb's gonna take this out. No, the Harb's taking. I hate this. I wish I knew how to fix that, but these underground PDs for Aeon are just the most disgusting thing. Taking so much damage. How can you counter Chrono besides air? Well, Chrono is not that great versus, say, like... it's really good versus large T2 armies, basically. That's where it's best. Other scenarios, it's not so great. Like, T3 stage, if you're fighting Percys and bricks and things, you don't really have the HP. Also, yeah, the same thing that counters every ACU is T2PD. That's, if you want to counter an ACU, step one is like, the one thing that should always work is basically having enough PD, because you need something that outranges them. So, you know, whenever you ask, oh, how do I counter this ACU? T2PD is usually a safe bet. Pillars are countering Salem's, by the way. Jesus. Okay, the base gets kind of wiped again, but now the ACU is repositioned to the left side, which I think is a good decision. Still, Mosey is down this base. He does have nice eco in the top side, and Blin's eco is not so strong anymore. I don't see T3 mexes, but he has still superior map control. The T2 Navy is almost out of control now. It seems like it can't be killed now. That T1 PD did actually have major... It actually did have a major impact. It's true. But also, the commanders here again. Some factories being recycled. T3 air is up for Blin. Where's the T3 Okay, this... Mosey. The P-Gen should have been done about 10 minutes ago. Still no T3 P-Gen for Boltzart, and that is the massive hole in his economy that he needs to fill, because now T3 air is out and it's super late to be worried about not having a T3 P-Gen. Like, this is very painful. He's gonna have to make 2 on the trot now. He's gonna have to make 1 and 1 straight afterwards. And the fights on the left side are turning from good to bad, or maybe bad to worse, because this is a lot of reclaim now left on Blinchik's doorstep that he is aiming to take. That's a very bad fight, with the Harbs being outnumbered now by the bricks. Harbs are cheaper, so you should have more of them than the bricks if you want an even fight. And yeah, this T2 Navy is out of control. Now, I definitely think Blin is also quite lucky that he doesn't have to invest in cruisers here. It's that's really on Mosey's end, that he hasn't even forced cruisers to come from the right side. It's just Salem's, and that means they always pose the threat of just starting to walk towards his base. Big army from... Oh, was that? No, it was just T2, okay. From here it looked like it might have been T3 HQ, but no, of course he didn't upgrade that. And yeah, the Harbs, although the Harbs were nice, you know, until now the Harbs are not looking scary at all. It doesn't look like they really pose a threat to Blinchik. This is where it's like, you know, people ask, oh, when should I tech? When do I switch things? It's like, if you look at the map now, Harbs are not scary, you know? So Harbs can't be the method of just crushing anymore. Before this, they did massive damage, you know? But the transition to T3 air should have come a lot sooner for Mosey, and then he could have kept pressure up on other expansions. For example, this area is very vulnerable. This expansion could be threatened by T3 air, but the Harbs can't get here. The Harbs can't get to those locations, so Blinchik is really managed to defend, and now has T3 air himself and is threatening a lot of things with that. Here comes a strap bomber. There's a T3 gunship killing Harbs for free. Oh, that's a great bomb from the strat. He hit 5 Harbingers there. The Cybern strap bomber is a fantastic unit against T3 land units. And T2, of course. You getting some lag? Oh yeah, I do see... Yeah, I see some frames dropping now. Damn. Oh, the Salem's are here. And there is no Harbs to move to the right. Now the Harbs are coming. No, the leading Harb needs to be dodging, I think. You can dodge a huge amount of damage from the Salem's, but if you don't, you are going to get owned because there's just so many of them. They kill the Harbs so quickly. Once the Harbs get into range, though, their DPS is so huge that the Salems will not last long. Apologies for the lag. It looks like this stream has gone quite unstable right now. Damn. At this moment, of course, the stream just starts to break. What's up, Brian? Yeah, there you can see the power of T3 land versus Salem's on the land. Like, they're very, very weak versus T3 land units. And Harbs are probably some of the best units, actually, to take them out. GC is almost there, but this position looks very bad for Molesey right now. That is a beautiful mass field, it's true. But can he take it? Look, there's a lot of bricks coming in support. Now, if these were here before, it would have been a fantastic fight for Blinchik, potentially, if he had just these 5 bricks here with the Salems beforehand. But as it is, he lost most of his Salems. 2, 4, 6, 7 Salems. So really painful fight. Oh, the bricks are pushing. And there's no snipers as well. Snipers could have been very nice for Molesey, but he's just gone for the Harbs. Also, I would love to see some mobile shields. You got to make mobile shields with the Harbs, in my opinion. Okay, this is a very good fight for Molesey, though. This is a comeback fight right here. Bricks retreat into the water. All the Salems have been killed, and it's going to take a long time to replace that many Salems, that's for sure. And there's a huge amount of reclaim that he's taking immediately. Look at this reclaim field. 55,000 on the screen. Now, some of it is over here. That's a T3P gen. That's Molesey's only T3P gen. And he's lost a T2 as well, and the GC is not finished. The GC is so close, but it won't finish if these engineers die. Oh no. Please. He needs to make engineers. He has to make engineers. Where's the ACU? Where's Mosey's Commander? Why did he not come out of the water? Well, now he can't come out of the water because he definitely doesn't have any overflow to overcharge and oh my god. Every engineer needs to just be sent to the GC. It has to go up. Otherwise this game is over. And already the post-mortem begins, which is a very, very bad sign for Molesey, that the post-mortem of the game has already started. ACU emerges now that there's a single brick to kill. Also, Chrono is very nice versus units with a high rate of fire like bricks or rhinos or basically any oh yes, sacrifice. He could have sacrificed all the engineers and maybe he would have finished it. Exactly. Oh, that's good actually. Can Harbs build? No, they cannot. They can only reclaim. Oh wait, they can build. Damn, what the fuck? The Harbs are building it. Why did I think they could only reclaim? Are the Harbs actually going to finish the GC? It looks like they are. There's 4 bricks coming into the right here. And the GC finishes. Is there anything to kill these? Oh, there are. There's 2 PDs here. And a lot of shields to get through, so... Oof. GC finishes. There's a brick hugging the ACU here, doing some torpedo damage. And there's a GC with a lot of anti-air with, so he's definitely gonna, the GC is gonna be safe from all these T3 gunships and the strats, but at this point Blinn now has a lot of T3 economy, and even if the GC is safe from air, I mean, is the rest of the base gonna be safe? I'm not sure. We need actually T2 artillery is probably needed to defend against random Salems. Looks like the lag may have stopped for now. That's a dead. Is that T3? Oh, ouch. There's still infinite reclaim in front of the base though. And is there a T3 P-gen? We need a replacement. We need more E. And maybe, I don't know. What's Mosey's plan? Can he? I mean, he can't just barrel roll straight through with the GC, can he? How much does Blinn have available to him? That's all Navy. Let's get rid of deprioritizer for a second. Only 15 bricks, and the rest is T3 air. So, okay, nice. More Salems being donated by Blinn. You just can't have Salems alone, not defended by bricks here. They're just gonna die. But maybe he's just gonna barrel through. Like, look at this position. This is the place to attack. T3 air HQ, 4 T3 P-gens, and the T3 land HQ. If the GC gets in here, the game can be won. But somehow there's like half the Redeemers that they were supposed to be, and they are all gonna get killed now. No shields for them. GC pushes forward, and it's not going to stop at this point. There's no point in stopping. You just have to be all in and hope it does as much damage as it can. And it still has almost full HP, so maybe it can make it to those P-gens. There's strats dropping or not dropping. There's many gunships. The ACU, by the way, is still dying to a single brick torpedoing it. There's not enough damage on the GC. There's not enough. Okay, now we got some bricks involved. It's dropped to 55k. The Inti's actually going to take out some gunships. At least there goes one. A second one and a third one may go down as well, which is quite nice damage to get rid of. 2 P-gens go down immediately. A brick dies. A vet is definitely attainable for this GC. Another one which give him a boost. He's going after another P-gen. That's going to bring the HQ low as well. Oh, it gets reclaimed. Second one, will that be reclaimed? No, it won't. T3 air HQ is dead. GC has that second vet. Can it even get to a third one? Still Intis. Where's the ASF? There's 0 ASF for Blinn, which means the Intis are just killing all the T3 air units. The GC is killing all the T3 land units and is so close to dying. 2,500 HP. One more strap bomb will kill it, unless it gets above 2750, and it just did. The strats aren't dropping, and a brick has just been pulled into its... Oh, the strats hit the Intis. The strats bomb the Intis, and the GC gets enough time to get a veterancy. 12,500 HP on it now. Not killable by air. There's another dead strap bomber. There's no more air units because the air HQ has just died and all the power is dead. The land HQ is dying now. Oh, there's another P-gen we've just found. That's dead. All the build power is dead. And Blinn has what exactly at this point? He has Medusa and he has a few Salems. And the GC has 23,500 HP. And it's unkillable. There is literally nothing which can kill the GC at this point. Now there's Medusa versus snipers. That makes no sense, obviously, but that's what we have. GC dodged the strat. Very nice. Put on your dancing shoes for that one. 69,000 mass killed. Fully vetted, 37,000 HP, and yeah, there's nothing to stop it. It's impossible to kill this GC, and that means that all Mosey has to do is basically survive whatever else is on the map, which basically means some Salems and Medusa at this point, which he is dying to. Let's be honest, he's lost his HQ. he's lost all of his power. He has 580 power income. What the fuck? Oh my god, it's not over. He lost his HQ and all of his power. Please, replace these things. ACU chilling in the water. ACU chilling, well, he's actually going to the T2 Navy. Okay, where do you send the GC now? Jesus, what do you do? Well, you have to keep the Harbs alive. He's building T1P gens. The problem is that Blinn has all this space to build stuff. For example, over here, he's got a T2 Air HQ. He's got T1 power building here. He can build stuff here. He can build stuff in the middle of the map as he's doing power being built. The GC is going to be a wrecking ball that walks into everything that he tries to build, but it can't be everywhere. So Mosey can still lose this. Still looks like Mosey loses the game. He's taken too much damage. There's nothing to kill the Salems anymore. The GC is never going to make it back in time. And the Medusa, there's nothing to stop them either. There's no T1 land spam, which is actually what we actually need to transition it back into a little while ago after the HQ died. But yeah, look at this. Okay, Harb's alive, but look, there's gunships again. And there's not going to be anything to deal with T2 Air. Once these inties are killed, then, I mean, yeah, there goes Mosey's base going down, Sam going down, all the T3 production, which is, well, it's not even being used now, but it's going down, and Mosey's going to lose his whole base to the Fervors. And Mosey's doomed. And eventually, yeah, the Salems will come into the water here, and eventually Mosey will die. Probably to air would be the way he gets killed, I'd say. Air plus Salems, but like, wow. Wow. I didn't see what killed his HQ. His HQ and some of his P-gens. I'm not sure what killed those. Without the HQ dying, there's a chance. Because he can actually maintain some T3 land production. But with zero T3 land production, there's nothing else that Mosey had. He had no other land units. He had very few leftover land units. He had no air production. Because, again, he lost the P-gen and it was very late anyway, so the T3 land HQ being killed for him was maybe, well, it definitely killed him. Maybe with that alive he could have survived for long enough for the GC damage to be enough, but even then it's difficult just because of Blinn's map control. Look at all the power he's able to build. Even if he can inefficiently build T1 power everywhere, it means that he's surviving and he's actually building back to where he ought to be. Whereas Mosey does not even have that option to rebuild here. And in the end, I feel like not dealing with the T2 Navy, again, the T2 Navy is like a serious long-term disadvantage that if you don't nip it in the bud, then it's bad. It's bad for you in every scenario. What is happening here? Okay, he's shooting the Salem actually, not the Medusa. Salem with 8k damage, 8k mass killed. Mosey dies to the Salems. It is a sad end. What a suicide from FTX though. And to be honest, very well played by Blinchik. To be fair to him, that was very, very well played. I mean, except for allowing a GC to kill everything, that maybe could have been avoided. But at the same time, yeah, I don't know. He did really well. I think the GC was just too much for him to handle, and instead he got the win by doing the damage elsewhere behind the behind the GC, I guess. So yeah, super fun game. What the hell was that? Feel bad for Mosey though. But yeah, that's a nice one. Never underestimate the T2 Navy. The pain it can cause for an entire game. So yeah, nice one. Yeah, so except for consolation donation. Right, well, I think we'll probably call it there. Probably end the stream there. We will be casting. There's going to be some Total Annihilation sort of mod stuff, or sorry, Total Annihilation in Supreme Commander on Friday. At exactly what time? Let me look it up. It's going to be in the evening. That will be on Friday. Let me see what time it is. What time is it supposed to be at? 7:30 UTC or 7:30 GMT, whichever one you think it ought to be named. Yes, that's on Friday. Friday 7:30 UTC. That'll probably be the next stream we do, and who knows what'll happen on Saturday. There is a tournament there, so I might be around for either playing or casting. We'll have to see what the story is or how we feel about it, but should be a stream on Friday, probably on Saturday. And I'll see you all then. Thanks for the donations, guys. Alexander and Lincoln. Thanks for sending me the replays. Also, I can see Falcon became a member again a few days ago. Thank you for that. Kim, Second Cobra, Alex Forrest, Bathurst 12-hour race control, Carrion, Blala. So yeah, thanks everyone. Mostly I think the same about myself though, but now I'm not producing too many replays, so I guess I'm wrong. But yeah, nice one. I'll see you all soon, guys. Thanks again, and have a good one.